Hey guys, this is the Master Debater, and today I'm going to be doing Starcraft 2 Tips and Tricks Episode 5, and today we're going to be dealing with High Templar and Warp Prisms. Now, as I'm sure many Protoss players know, having to deal with High Templar is a rather frustrating experience due to the fact that High Templar have an extremely slow movement speed and are therefore extremely easy to snipe and extremely easy to kite. And they just take forever to get to a battle. If you need to reinforce somewhere very quickly, then, and your army's out of your position, then having High Templar in your army kind of just screws you over. So, pro players have found a way to kind of deal with this, and that is in utilizing the synergy between High Templar and Warp Prisms. Now, you may be asking, why would you do that? Well, because the Warp Prism has a higher movement speed than the High Templar, it's somewhat harder to snipe. Of course, if they have some sort of anti-air and like Blink Stalkers or something, it's still fairly easy, but it's harder to have your High Templar out of position, especially if you have the Warp Prism follow your army instead of like traveling in front of it or anything. Plus, having the Warp Prism with your army allows you to reinforce your army in the midst of battle, which is also a very useful thing to have with you. Now, the way you want to utilize the High Templar in the Warp Prism is preferably you would want to hotkey the High Templar or multiple High Templar, and then you would want to, during battle, drop a High Templar and then immediately storm and then recall them. Now, the reason why you would do this is because you would want to reduce the time the High Templar is out in actual battle. So you would drop and then storm immediately, and then just put them back inside the dropship, and then fly away to safety or reinforce later. And the reason you would do this is to avoid things like snipe or EMP by ghosts, because if your High Templar are in the Warp Prism, then the EMP by the ghosts will only affect the Warp Prism shield, and the snipe won't do anything. If they have something else, like they would help against focus firing. So this is just a nice trick to help keep your Templar alive just a little bit longer, but on the flip side, it does require a decent amount of micro on your part, because you're controlling essentially two different facets of your army. So I hope you guys find this guide helpful, and if you have any more questions, please private message me on YouTube or ask me, just leave a comment. And I hope you enjoyed this guide, and as always, have a nice day.